Good afternoon, everybody, and good afternoon from curfew clamped Ahmedabad. What could be better situation than this to talk about the situation created by C19, where communication, media, and all government machinery are for one reason, which does not have really made any dent in the social behavior of Ahmedabadis. They forced the administration to impose curfew. So communication failed, media failed, government administration failed. So it's one situation. Another situation is very good blend of communication in media conclave. Many of our friends have very either thin or created demarcation between communication and media. And here, communication and media both are attempting to bring social change. Good coincidence, very good. And we all know, we are all in the business of communication, that nothing happens without communication, whether it's one business or the other business. So, social change or social transformation across culture, gender, any demographic characteristics we talk about for the parity of these people cannot happen without a special emphasis on communication. That's what I say. And social change necessarily entails change in individuals' attitude and behavior, leading to individual empowerment that makes the society to work in that particular area. And to get little credit of it, India has really contributed a lot in this concept. After 1970s, the largest techno-social experiment of the world, where we contributed the concept of communication for development that was later on picked up by UNICEF, and we all started talking about it. Nomenclature have changed. We talked about communication for development, communication for social change, communication for behavior change, social and behavioral change communication, communication for behavior indicator, everything you talk about. But when you practice it, then the question comes, what sites or satellite networks and television has contributed is a centralized control of media, which does not probably bring the social change. It has its own limitation, and shared awareness is really the concern which everybody has here, that compels behavior or behavior of the people who are at the one side and behavior of the people who are on the other side. When I say the behavior of communicator, behavior of policymakers, that all are responsible for making a change, and then we have to really analyze on strength and limitation of communication, strength of limitation of media, particularly media, because what we say that unless there is a created environment where the information is pulled, what we are doing across that, we are only advocating social accountability, social responsibility, and we are imagining that this is what has created the change at that level, and that will bring us desired information, desired change. But information has to have a full impact on both push of information and pull of information, irrespective of communication content, quality, and the process of using media, whatever media you use. To a great extent, the media is only promoting the push of information. However, this does not work. How much their level of preparedness in terms of using the information or pulling the information has reached to them properly, how much they have been made prepared, or they had got into the stage of prepared for using the information properly. In development communication, we have very popular concept that we say, if, and I repeat, quote unquote, if proper information reaches to proper people, if proper information reaches to proper people, and if proper information is used properly, but majority of the problems will be solved, whether it's a sensitization or whether it's an application of information. So push part is there, but the pull part is very weak, and unless both the wheels of the cart is equally strong, probably change will be what we see as a result today. So social action emerges through citizens' action and civil society's organizations' action, and we find it far from the satisfaction level. There another, at least to me, because unlike many of us here, I don't work with the media. So for me, it looks that there is another factor which is hindering that problem, or what I say is a social awareness or effective use of information, is the excessive use of media, which is easy to handle. Why people and the planners and the policy makers, they use media because it's a very easy to handle. But the moment you want to work with the people to change their mindset, change in action and change in behavior, then probably you have to really work hard, and there is no substitute to it. We all know that there are three pillars of good governance, or what you say, sustained information use, is that social accountability, you can say. It's a participation, it's people's participation, it's accountability to the whole system, and transparency by, and I quote, independent and vigorous information media. We all are here, we can examine it. Participation is weak, very weak. Accountability is missing in the whole process, and media has become ... What it has become, we all can think about it. So what I say, the type of media, we have seen the change in phase of media. It was media under the control of the government. It's a government media. Became private media. Another vertical business for many of our business people. Whether promoted by one group or the other, I will not name it, but it's obvious. And then came social media. Uncontrolled, unstructured. In the beginning, everybody jumped on it, and that's a wonderful tool that I have, and it will change the world. What happened? People are tired of it, and even the policymaker says, please be very cautious in using social media. But I'm happy at least some of our students got job in it. I mean, even today they say, okay, there will be somebody who will be really working or managing the social media of one department or the other media. We all work in communication. So there is no denial with the fact that media is a very powerful tool in creating awareness. But social change requires not awareness, beyond awareness, and social change requires media plus. Media helps in creating environment, atmosphere by presenting bigger picture, but the minute details are missing. The individuals are not there at the center. The critical issues are addressed at a very high level. And then it's the broadcast media. We borrowed the concept of broadcast from agriculture. Agriculture also have gone from broadcast to what I say is a very specific or precision mode of say agriculture. We have to really get into that precision mode of agriculture or precision mode of communication, that we say. And then we have to think about how the information which is circulating down from the media is reaching to the people at the local level. What is the mechanism that we have developed to cajole people, to make them understand how the information is used, either for one reason, but say Usha ji very rightly said, it's a women empowerment, or when all international organizations are working for health, and then children, women, who, whatever, you can segment any problem. But the ultimate objective of this is to really make change in that, and that will happen only when media is complemented or supplemented by the people to people media at the ground level, who really make them understand how to use information, make them understand what is the really impact of this communication. And there are so many borrowed from either agriculture or political science or anthropology. But what, as a student of communication, I want to say that media will work very well if it is really, it has a support from the ground level, people to people communication. So the synergy between vertical communication, which comes from media, and the horizontal communication, which works at the grassroots level, if that synergy is there, we will achieve our goal. That's what I wanted to share with you, and thank you for listening.